Hello, everyone. Welcome to another scene for Edessa the Dark Crusade, Season 2. We start this scene at an alleyway, somewhere like on the border between Old Town and the market, where we will find in, well, like the last building in this small alleyway, a small house actually, we will find Tula Sombra, Sister Madeline, and the local famous smith Memnon. Fire away.
Indeed. Madeline has just come in. She's seen that Gillard is still here. And she finds Memnon, probably in the basement. Well, the small basement. And she has a bag, or cloth bag, with her. And she will just greet him, of course. And she will just... So, do we have any plans, or are we simply going to look 2 points downward?
I was considering throwing some coin at some able-bodied, industrious spirit who wouldn't mind a little bit of an adventure. At least to clear out any cobwebs that we may encounter.
Hmm. There would be a way for me to probably not set off any of the traps that I'm aware of. Could be set off, but if someone were to navigate this place, that could be worthwhile in itself. Did you have anyone in mind?
Someone disposable.
Well, you might see them as that if they transverse this and do their job, do it well. They are anything but exposable. Or disposable, as you said. But regardless, have you, well, if we're going to look at this, I do believe that we should both be... She looks at you. Are you hungry?
Just a little bit. I've been working in the shop. The needs of the blood. How do I say? To facilitate the speed of my crafts have been in use.
It makes you stronger, makes you better at your job. It is quite understandable. She fishes out 3 small bottles, up, and she would just say, "Please, before we let anyone who has to help us in here, perhaps should imbibe it now, as to not raise questions."
Memnon will take the bottles. He'll pop the first one open. He'll just sniff it. He'll give Madeline a look. Mr. Madeline, I hope that you're not trying to bond me to you closer. You don't really have a need of that.
Why, young people and their paranoia. No. And you would be able to tell quite distinctively from the taste or smell alone, I would think. If not, you will be soon able to distinguish our blood from that of mortals.
Fair enough. Yeah, Memnon will buy the drinks. 1, 2,
And yes,
3.
it is just human blood. It is not her blood.
Okay. All right. And as soon as he's finished, I'm sorry, Saskia, is Gilead in the room with us?
Gillet is in. He's probably in the kitchen. If you like, it kind of depends on where you want him to be. He would have been
Okay.
very hospitable at, like, you guys entering. He made his bows, his flourishes. Would be like, yes, master, 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 and all that kind of stuff, like he does.
Mhm.
But yeah, like if you want him to be in that room, he can be in that room. If you want him to be in the kitchen and shut up, he will be in the kitchen and will shut up.
No, that's fine. He'll turn to Gilead if he's in this room, and he'll just ask them, where do you think would be the best place to find an individual who may be looking for work, some fast coin?
Gilead, Gilead will like bow and scrape and well, 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 well. Someone who is looking for coin. There's always peoples in taverns or alleyways. Someone who's not been able to pay or has lost their home. Many, many people are sad nowadays. So sad, so sad. No food, no clothes. Or perhaps just want to have a drink.
Hmm, fair enough. I'll return. Do do keep Sister Madeline comfortable. I'll be back. I won't venture too far. Then we
And
do not have
perhaps
all night.
look for someone who is indeed alone.
Hmm, yes, that would be
If
wise.
if someone ends up missing and they saw you leave with them, well, that can become a thing we would perhaps want to avoid.
This is true. Well, I'll be back shortly, and yeah, Memnon will make his way to the alley, back into the alley. Um, yeah, okay. So I suppose Memnon's gonna look for a man who is by himself, but also someone that looks like destitute, perhaps poor.
Sorry, like what?
Destitute, perhaps poor.
Ah, okay. Where are you looking?
I'm gonna look in the general vicinity. I don't want to keep gang waiting. Not have to stray too far off.
Um, roll me perception and kind of stats can we use for that? Mm,
Streetwise
yes.
would be
Is that a
my.
thing in medieval?
Oh, that's right. It might not be.
That's kind of the thing, you know?
Mhm. You want to do like um,
You know
investigation or
what?
empathy?
Yes, either investigation or you could even go with like commerce or survival or something like that.
Um,
Like you could use your commerce to look for like, the to have a view of someone's like value, quote unquote. So if you're looking for like someone who is alone, who's a little desperate, you can look for like, signs of like worn clothing, like that hungry look in their eyes. So basically, give me a stat you want to roll and then tell me how you want to sell it. Like sell it to me, what you want to roll. I think
okay, then I would go with like perception empathy.
okay.
Uh, I think that someone who's even if they're wearing like fancy clothes, they're desperate.
Mm-hmm.
They're possibly they possibly have no help ready. They have no one to turn to. Is
All right. Well, I'd say go ahead, make me the roll.
that's
You have one success. Okay.
it's a six. Sorry.
Mm, it's gonna take you a while as you kind of walk around through the old town, until you're like almost at the edge of the merchants district, where you know you are a little more like known. You know the area a bit better.
Mhm.
Once you get there, yeah, you'll find someone who looks like a street vendor. Is that the right word for it? Like a merchant who basically sells from like from literally a street corner.
Mhm.
He doesn't look too bad off, but if you look closely, you can see that the basket from which he sells his stuff is like um, it looks empty. Like there's almost nothing in there. His um, his clothing looks okay, but when you study it a bit more closely, you can see that like it's old. And yeah, he is at that point. He is kind of going through his purse, which looks quite light for the emptiness of his basket. I'd expected a more heavy coin purse at that.
Okay. And we'll approach this person. Say, excuse me, you there. Are you busy at the moment?
He'll he'll look up. Um, you can see that he is trying to sum you up, seeing what you might want that he could give you, and he is starting to get like he straightens his back somewhat, and the smile appears on his face. You can see that he knows a little bit of the tricks of how to be a successful well merchant. So he smiles and says, "Busy? No, not for a gentleman like you, sir. Please, what can I do for you? I have some fine wares here."
Well, I'm in need of help, able-bodied help, but I am new to the city. I'll roll manipulation subterfuge because it's kind of a lie at this point.
Hmm.
Um, yes, we'll say, I need help. Looking for someone able-bodied. I'm new to the city, and there is a poem I've acquired. I'm trying to get rid of some of the wares from the previous owner. You wouldn't happen to know anyone willing to help. I am offering coin if that would help facilitate the transaction. Well, let me roll that now.
You're rolling the subterfuge now?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, roll that first, actually. Mm, wow, very nice. So you can see the man nod, says yes. Yes, there's a lot of buildings that one can purchase, but in this city you have to be careful. It's not been too long since a deadly disease ran through these streets, through these very streets, I tell you. Can't be too careful. Um, able, like, What is it exactly that you need this person for?
Well, there is a tunnel in the house, and we just need to explore it for a little whiles. Perhaps there's some furniture. The old owner did say that there was some things of their wares that they had left behind, and well, I'd like to just move it out, perhaps sell it.
I see, I see. Sell it, would you? Hmm. Now here's a deal for you. How about I mean, I'm a businessman and I can see that you are a businessman yourself, clearly from your looks. Um how about you and I strike a deal? I'll I'll come with you. Um and how about with some coin, of course, for the risk. You never know. There might be rats in that tunnel you speak of. If you let me keep anything that I find interesting that I might be able to sell,
Hmm.
on
Uh,
top of the coin, of course.
Memnon's going to attempt to make a haggle. Memnon would say, that would be fair, but then I do not quite know the contents of the entire tunnel. So, how about this? I'll let you choose what you want, but at only 30% of the value. Meaning, Memnon will let him have his choice of what he wants, but it's like you can't just pick everything. And he'll sweeten the pot with a little bit of extra coin. So, oh, oh, haggle. What do you want? Charisma?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I will roll his as well because he is sort of a merchant, so he knows the. He thinks about this for a moment. Hmm, let's see what that tunnel holds in store for us. I'm willing to deal and negotiate with you on what we find. And he'll stretch out his hand. He thinks he's so clever.
Fair enough. And Memnon will take his hand and shake it.
Right, you got yourself a street vendor who is willing to come along and help. He'll hoist his basket on his back and we'll follow you.
Memnon will try to be gracious and ask him if he can carry that for him.
No, 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 no. Absolutely no need. Absolutely no need.
Okay.
And it's clear to you that he is not going to trust you with like his life's work, basically, like his bread and butter.
Uh, and all right, when they get back to the house, he's going to say, um, "My companion is also with me, though she is a the, she's not of the industrious type, a fair thing, lacking in muscle. I will roll another subterfuge.
hmm
This way he's unsuspecting.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're talking about I hate saying this, but he's just nodding, and you can clearly see that he didn't really expect much from like moments he mentioned that his companion is a woman, because women are not allowed to be, or not supposed to be extremely strong.
You know what? Just out of character, if I don't know, maybe like back in that time, if like they were of the peasant class, I
I
would
mean,
assume that
peasants,
they're.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to like.
I mean, anything on like the medieval lower classes, the women were just as able-bodied as the men, and they needed
Right.
to work and everything. But this guy, I mean, he just from the looks of you, he does not expect like there to be a woman who is very you know, not very physical based. I like
Right. So yes, they go inside the house and they go into basement and boom, his instructions. Um, yes. So he'll introduce him to Madeline and
the moment this guy who will introduce himself as Louis, I don't know. Um, the moment he looks at Madeline, you can see that he instantly falls in love. She is very beautiful, and yeah, he's just kind of gaping at her for a moment, then starts bowing and then gets all like red in the face.
She, Madeline herself, will just curtsy and just say, "Ah, you have found able-bodied help. That is good. Louis, you say? Well,
Oh, yes, my lady, it is such an honor meeting you.
hmm, I am sure. I am normally not against people looking, but perhaps we should get to the matter of hand if we can discuss other things later."
Of course, of course, of course, anything for you.
She just
Uh, uh,
smiles at him.
he starts stammer a little bit because he made a deal with Memnon, and he just suddenly realizes that he's kind of like forgetting about that because of a pretty smile. It's like, oh boy.
"Hmm,
But yeah, he will lower his basket. We'll put it in a corner of the basement.
and I will say, Gilead, would you prepare some refreshments for our guest? I'm sure that he will be thirsty when we return.
Gillette will do the bowing and scraping and yes, 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 some drinks, some foods. I will make the care. I will take care of it. Gillette will take care of it. Are you going? Are you going down the tunnel, masters?
Yes. We will be back soon.
Down, 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 down the rabbit hole. Yes, 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 yes. This is good, good, masters. And he'll disappear into the kitchen.
And yeah, Memnon will just ask Madeline. She would like to accompany us, or would she like to stay with Gilead?
I will stay for the moment. This is why we have hired help, yes?
Indeed. I know the lady's curiosity sometimes is great.
Hmm, quite so. But I have a few things to I keep an eye on here for the moment. Do not worry, I will be with you if you should require assistance in some way.
Okay, so Memnon
She
will
winks to you, quite knowingly that you know that she can probably come pretty fast if needed.
Memnon will prepare a torch for the gentleman. He'll just give it to him unlit, and just ever so slightly with a touch of dominate that he should go first.
Okay.
What would be appropriate, level 1 or level 2?
It depends on how you want to roll it. Like, you could do it with the right commands, but level 1 is like a one-word command, so you have to.
Level 2 is by its nature, I think, a lot more subtle.
Yeah,
In the
It
fact that
is.
you're not putting emphasis on one word, but it's a sentence.
yeah, I'll go with that.
But it does require like a longer talk with someone.
Yeah,
Leadership.
It doesn't really help if I have the Werewolf book open instead of the Dark Ages book.
Jesus
No,
Christ, what are you getting us
no, it
into?
does not.
Right? Oh boy.
If his willpower is 5, then I have 3 success.
Okay. This, yeah, I was gonna make it 3 or 4, but that doesn't change your successes. So, yeah, 3 successes. How are you gonna go about it?
Yeah, he's just gonna hand him the torch and says, "Here, you can lead the way. Why don't you go first?"
All right. Yeah, the guy will actually have that little glassy look on in his eyes as the command kind of takes hold in his mind, and he nods, and from his like his satchel, he'll get a is that no pouch is probably the better word. Um, it will get a how do you call that, like firestones thing?
Like a flint.
Flint. Yes, thank you. So yeah, he'll get a flint, and he starts um yeah, lighting the torch, and he'll head down.
Okay. Then none will follow him. Will follow behind him. So
All
like I don't know,
right.
maybe like I'll stay. Say.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this guy is leading you into a hallway, well, tunnel. Um, it's actually at this point, like the walls are sort of like that kind of hard earthy um feel to it.
So they're not laid with stone.
Not at this point, no. This just seems to be like someone has taken like it's solid. It's not. It doesn't look like it's a tunnel that's been like dug very very fast. It's been there's definitely some craftsmanship in there, but it's definitely dug by someone. And I'm gonna give this guy a uh perception alertness. Oh, it's not doing too bad. Not doing too bad at all. So he walks on and just looks around. Um, and says, "This is an awful strange tunnel. I wonder what it leads to."
That is a good question. I haven't explored it all myself.
I see. I see. And then, yeah, since he does have 10 and a 9, which is more than I given him credit for, uh, at some point he'll stop and frown and look in front of his feet and kind of, you know, shuffle some of the earth away. And you can see like a wooden trapdoor
Mm-hmm.
in front of this guy, and he's like, "Huh, clearly someone didn't want any Anyone to follow him or to go in here? Wonder what kind of treasures this place holds.
Indeed.
Just
Would
just a thing. Madeline does not have curiosity, but the player does. So Madeline will begin to enter the tunnel as well.
All right. And yeah, not too far. Like say like I don't know, maybe uh 20, 30 meters in, you will see Memnon with a little further in front of him, this guy who's now kneeling down and is like uncovering this trapdoor. Um, it's basically the trapdoor is just set like from wall to wall. So at least this guy will have to jump it if he wants to continue. Um, this is not an incredibly stupid guy, so he activates the trapdoor, makes it like swing down, and then kind of holds the torch in to see.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Wow, hmm." He seems to be a little hesitant to actually try and make this jump. It's not too big of a jump, but he clearly doesn't like what he sees down there.
How wide? Like, well, you said it's wall to wall, but then, like,
Hmm.
how far is the jump? Like, how far
Um,
across is the jump?
jump is about like mm, meter and a half, 2 meters. It's something that you can definitely jump,
Mm-hmm.
but like I for a canine to jump, it would probably not be too big of a problem. Um, Standard mortal, however, it would be a hit and miss.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's see. Um, Memnon is going to suggest. I could give you a boost, a helpful lift, clear the jump, and I can follow behind you.
Louis will look around and kind of, you know, judge Memnon and look at his muscles and like, yeah, that could work.
Perhaps, just to be safe, we should get some rope.
Yeah.
I wish I actually thought of that like the second before, but didn't. Hmm. Um. Okay. Yeah. So that's what Memnon will suggest. So we'll just tell him to wait here and double back, see if we can get some rope.
Okay. There's Madeline right behind you.
She just smiles to both of them. Well, if you are going to get rope, I suppose I could keep Louis here busy, entertained for the moment.
You are a most gracious host, Madeline. I will be. I
I
will
try my
return.
very best.
Well, yeah. How far does Memnon have to go to try to find rope?
I mean, for convenience sake, we just say that you saw rope lying around in the kitchen. Like, for some reason, Gillett has decided that this household needs rope.
If Sasuke, if you want, Memnon will just rip a plank of wood off the wall, a meter long,
That could work as well.
just walk across.
Yeah.
If you want. Okay. Then he'll do that. Uh, Already damaging this house. It's great. um. Right. So yeah, he'll do that. Rip it off. Back down the tunnel. So, yeah. Yes. Well, I thought perhaps walking across this plank here would help.
Yeah. Yeah. That Louis will nod. We'll try and assist Memnon with like placing the plank. Not that Memnon will need any help, but he's trying to be very helpful. making sure that Madeline can see how strong this guy, how strong Louis is. Like that's very important.
Also a pretty face.
Hmm.
So yeah, Memnon will lay the plank down for him, and well, he'll help him, quote unquote, uh, lay the plank down and just gesture to him, lead him the way.
All right. I will make this guy's Dex Athletics. Yeah, he like when he gets to the middle, the plank kind of creaks a little. But and like he seems to kind of sway a little from one side to the other, but he will make a small run and will make it safely across.
Well, I'll make that same roll. Just gonna blood buff
Yes.
my Dex. I'm wearing my armor. Da, 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 da. Ooh, nice.
Like a boss. All right. Madeline, do you also cross? And how?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll that Dex Athletics. Is it Strength Athletics to jump, or is it just
Mm-hmm.
Dex?
It's strength athletics to jump. It's dex athletics to cross, like over the plank.
And she has 5. And Madeline is jumping.
I
Oh wait, wait. That's one. One moment. Uh, yeah. I think I fail actually.
I think you do too.
Hey,
Oh
yay!
boy. Yeah. Madeline tries to jump, but actually jumps a little too high, I'd say. So kind of hits the ceiling, which throws her off. Like yeah, she'll tumble down.
Ow.
How far down does Madeline go?
It's pretty deep. Uh, thing is
Do I
not
fall down the
necessary.
hole, or do I just don't cross?
I mean, you fall. I'll give you a Dex Athletics so you can grab like because the plank is like in the middle of the. So I'll give you a Dex Athletics roll, but it will be diff 8.
Is there any way I can please give Madeline an assist here? Like, would Memnon
I
hear her
fail
almost
again,
fall?
so I fall down.
Yeah, you fall down. Then Memnon, this happens like right behind you. You just crossed. You don't have any celerity, I presume.
No.
Nope.
Then no, there's nothing you can do. Like basically, if you would like do this in a turn base, you have had your turn. Now it's
Yeah.
Madeline's turn, but it's yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, how far down is this hole?
Mm, it's not necessarily the problem with how far it's down. The problem is this one has spikes.
Mm. As she
So,
falls, as she falls, Madeline is going to do something
mm-hmm.
down in the hole. She is going to use Obtenebrous form, turning herself incorporeal so she doesn't get impaled and ouch.
Yes.
It's going to be dark down there, so well,
Just thinking. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll give you that.
But it is gonna sound like a bit weird, and she would
Yeah,
just she
because
will just whisper up. It again, it will sound distorted and weird, but it will come up. I am fine. I got a little too anxious. Please go on. I will be up shortly.
Um,
Louis will. I mean, he is going to go back because, well, the pretty lady just fell into the pit with the spikes. He finds it incredible that she can say that she's fine. He's like going to the hole. Don't worry, we will save you.
Do not worry. It will be fine. Please do go on.
But you must be mortally wounded.
No, I missed the spikes. I am quite all right.
Memnon will interject and say, "Come now, the lady has her pride. Let's go."
I am immodest at the moment. Some of my clothes got ripped, and I will be up shortly.
Memnon, could you roll me leadership?
Of course. Do you want
Or do I
charisma?
roll?
Manipulation.
What
And
about my statement since it's bullshit?
you can assist if Madeline rolls her manip leadership or something. You can basically give Memnon like your successes as extra dice to roll. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's just it, right? Leave it to the fucking Ancilla to fail 3 rolls
In a row.
in a row.
Yeah, that's kind of yeah. But
Yeah,
Memnon had 2 successes. I will roll this guy's willpower, which he fails. So he he just his shoulders sag a little and he nods and says, "Well, there must be something that we should be able to do to help, but but yeah, I would not want to. Uh, I would not want to. Are you sure you are all right, lady?
quite so.
Oh,
We
okay,
will.
Saskia. Look,
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, if I can make a manipulation empathy, Memnon would whisper in his ear, "The lady does not like to be challenged. If you wish to stay in her good graces, you'll do as she says."
I mean, he's pretty much doing it. He just wants to make sure that she he thinks that she's scared and possibly still hurt, but yeah, like he's not going near, but he's just shouting towards her, like we will come back soon and we will help you.
Right, right. So maybe this is just to mollify him, just so he
Mhm.
doesn't have to
Yeah, sure.
necessarily worry. Uh, it's not botch.
The the plague spreads. I'm so sorry.
Dice roller one. I should have set up in a different one. I am sorry, people.
No, it's fine.
Right.
It's just a shame it doesn't apply to the ST as well. But oh well.
Okay. Let's continue. As Louis will look around again. He does seem to be a little distracted by this, but he will go on. Um, and yeah, like we'll continue on. Um, and we'll make another perception alertness check as he's. Oh boy.
And I make one too. I should be keeping my eyes peeled for him as well.
Oh yeah, you can, but you stay. Are you still staying behind him? Because I will make a diff 7 for you.
That's fine. I'll take the diff
Okay.
7. Does my sight come into play?
Yes, diff 5 then.
Uh, at least I can give him a warning. At least like, oh, look out or something.
Mm-hmm.
It'd come in handy.
Yeah, you you almost see it just as he like he's right next to it, but you see a piece of rope kind of dangling like right next to Louis. Louis obviously missed it, but you can see it.
Memnon would put his hand on his shoulder, or just tell him, wait, stop.
Louis will freeze.
He'll point out the rope. Be careful. There's a trap down here.
Yeah, but Louis will see the rope and will study it, and it looks just like there's a piece of rope hanging. Doesn't seem to be attached to anything besides like it leading off along the ceiling of this this corridor, this tunnel.
You say it's hanging from the ceiling?
It's basically it's attached with a pin to the ceiling, but in a way that it continues to go on deeper into the tunnel out of your vision.
Mhm. Hmm. Um, may I please roll something, maybe like wits or intelligence survival to discern like what kind of trap this might be?
You
It is a
can
trap.
roll me. Mm, you know what? Give me just a straight wits roll.
Okay, no problem.
Very good.
I'm
But you
keeping my
know,
distance. As long as I'm not involved, you're doing fine.
The curse of
uh,
the pretty face.
Yes.
All our dice are distracted by you, Madeleine.
God damn it.
so with do you have? Oh no, no. Of course you don't have 17 wits. So with three successes, what you know of most rope traps is that usually they are attached to two things, and it's like when you walk past them, the rope snaps, or you pull the cord and something happens. Now this cord can definitely be pulled, but it does seem to set off something maybe like in the distance.
Mhm. Hmm.
It definitely looks like a pull cord, but that does mean that if this is a trap, someone actually needs to activate it here. Which kind of feels weird if it's like if the rope um like is attached to something deeper into the tunnel.
Right, right, right.
So is this really a trap? That's something that you can definitely wonder.
Right. Hmm. The way Memnon is going to feel about it is, were this a trap, if it releases something from afar, you think flood the tunnel, water. Is the incline? Is there an incline so far in this tunnel, or is it all level?
It goes like a little uh how do you say that? You go a little like deeper on down below. You
It
descend
is
somewhat.
tilted downwards somewhat.
Yeah. Yeah. Um it's not going very steep. Um but yeah, yeah, you do have the feeling that you're going down.
Mhm. Okay. So it's not going to be like Indiana Jones where Boulder rolls upwards, because that
No.
doesn't happen.
No.
Um, would be pointless to flood it, considering if the person who made this trap is a Canite, a bunch of water would only impede us, not going to destroy us necessarily. Best thing Memnon's going to do is call out to Madeline. Madeline, do be careful. There's a rope here. I think it's a trap, but I'm not sure towards what. Don't pull it, but maybe you should just watch it, guard it for us.
The voice sounds to be fairly close. And she says, "All right, I will."
Because I guess Memnon would kind of think, like, if there's a trap somewhere further down, he wouldn't want to leave this unguarded, like
Mm-hmm.
for someone to come behind them and pull it. But oh well, we'll only find out. So yeah,
Yeah.
Memnon will just tell Louis to, well, let's keep checking on.
Keep tracking on, and the two of you will walk on. Louis will be in the front. He'll be a little bit more on guard. He seems to realize that maybe this was not the smartest idea, but hey, so far everything's been going good, so he's not necessarily wanting to back away. He's just considering, like, there's a trap here, there's a tunnel. This might be some pretty good values somewhere, like down below.
Saskia, may I ask a question?
Of course.
With shadow play in the book, it says that the Lasombra could actually like move and shift shadows out the way so they can see better. So, like, how big of an area effect is that? Because if I can get around Louis kind of like, noticing it, I just want to know, like, how far inwards could that effect have? At least this way, so it's not too dark and maybe help him out seeing.
If you want to move shadows away, now it doesn't say
Shadow play, you can pretty
far.
much just do it, but
Yeah.
there's no roll, I think, but
No, there's not. You just have to spend a blood point.
yeah,
Uh,
but I also think it's somewhat limited what you can do, but
exactly.
Right. I just kind of want to, like, peel the shadows back in a
You can
sense.
definitely do that. You can let me see. Actually spend one blood point to add one die to a character's intimidation and stealth dice pool for the remainder of the scene. As far as active, may also move, change, and animate shadows, separating them from their original source, and include moving shadows such way. Okay. Basically, you can do it like what you can do is move the shadows away in like the light of the torch. So
Right.
until the end of that where that kind of stops.
Mm-hmm.
So that the torch will be lighting up the area a little better. That
Okay,
is
cool.
something you can definitely do.
Okay, I will spend that blood point then. I'll
All
put it in
right.
the chat.
Then I will make a courage roll for Louis. Guess that's what it says for mortals. Even though I need to come up with this courage, this guy's not particularly courageous. Wow,
yes, he is.
bossing it. This guy is bossing it. My goodness.
It's that pretty face, man. He wants that pretty face.
Right? So this guy actually frowns as he starts to see like the shadows moving aside, and I mean this is clearly unnatural. So he just kind of stops, frowns, looks at it, and starts to look around to see what's going on. And he's like, I think there's some evil at work here. Very detective, cool style. He's like, something is going on here. And he just, makes a cross. This guy's Christian because I don't give a fuck.
Memnon would say, perhaps there are traps, but do not be discouraged. It could just be dangers involved. Not let it dissuade you. Can I help bolster his courage somehow?
I mean, this guy is not afraid. This is kind of like, but he's not afraid, at all. Like his mind is properly set on the treasures and on the pretty face. If you want to, you could try and like take his attention away from the supernatural effect, but that's only going to work so far because this is a very clear supernatural thing.
Right. You know, I'm like I was trying to. Damn, I should have worded it better. I was trying to like make him think like, oh, it might be like his fear getting to him, but like he has a legitimate reason to be afraid.
He
There's
does, but
nothing
the thing is, he's
traps.
not afraid because he
Yeah,
made 2 successes on his courage roll,
true.
which was two
That's true. That's
dice.
true. You're right. You're right. That's true. Okay. Okay.
I mean, you could, if you want to, you can roll me manipulation subterfuge to give him the idea that he might be afraid, but he doesn't feel afraid, so it's going to be high diff.
No problem. I'll go for it.
Okay, it's going to be diff 8. You literally have to persuade a guy who is not afraid to think that he might be afraid. Nah, 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 nah. So what do you say?
Um, I would say perhaps it's the danger that's getting to you, tricks playing on your mind.
And this guy will pull from under his tunic, will pull a cross that he's hanging there, and he's like, I walk in the light of God. I am not afraid. I've seen more things in places like these that do not bear the light of day, or something like that. Like, bleh.
Right. Memnon just smiles and nods. Good man.
I swear, this guy is so cool, worthy. I want to have this guy.
Right? It's always like these random NPCs that end up bossing.
Shit, right?
That's what happened to Kaylee.
Oh my god, yeah. So yeah, this guy, he's holding his cross as if he can repel evil spirits from with his cross. He's holding his torch. Is his grip tightened somewhat around his torch? And he will continue, and he's gonna make another, like, going deeper into the tunnel. You will actually see at this point that the tunnel does start to change. It actually um, almost fluidly goes into, like, seems to be some old part of the sewers that's no longer in use. But it's like, yeah, there's bricks now. The floor seems to be more even. You can hear like the trickling of like drops of water, kind of echoing, like like that eerie sounds that you have in these underground tunnels. I need to see where in the story we are actually. Give me a moment. Have to, okay. Yes. So as soon as you start seeing like bricks and everything, you can make me another perception alertness. Wow. I swear Louis is bossing this shit. Should have given it even less dice to roll. Yeah.
The diff. Okay, cool. If I can, I would Memnon would just try to yell back out to Madeline to see like how far away they are from her. Like if you can hear them and they hear her.
You're still within scouting distance, yes.
Okay.
And you will hear a response. Obviously, a bit more longer away, but further away. But
Okay. He'll relate shortly. We found the sewers, so she knows like where we're at and what we found.
It does seem to still be one tunnel though. There are no side tunnels. But it has a more sewery feel to it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Is so? But is there water? There's like a water from the sewers.
You can hear. There's no water like where you're walking. Like the ground is still I mean, it's a little sumpy. Like you can feel that it starts to get a little more wet. It's more
Mhm.
that you hear it. Like there's the occasional drop of water kind of trickling down from the ceiling.
Mhm. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I see. I see. And one last thing. Do we see the end of that rope, or does it keep going on?
It keeps going along.
Okay.
Um, but what you do see, since both you and Louis make it, you kind of see it at the same time because you have more successes than he has. So he sees it almost in front of him again, like he's about to set off. He's about to snap a rope in front of his feet. And yeah, you spot it like from where you're standing at the same time. So the two of you kind of stop in unison before either of you kind of gives a warning to the other.
Mhm.
And yeah, Louis kind of kneels down in front of the rope. But this is another rope. I will point this out, and this is much more like subtle. It's more it's slimmer.
Mhm. Like a tripwire of sorts.
Exactly.
Okay. Hmm. And it's not attached to the other rope that was going above head, right?
No, but if you follow the tripwire,
Mhm.
you will see that it is attached to a bigger rope, which leads not too far from you, and that rope seems to be tied to a pretty heavy wooden beam that seems to be held in place by a set of ropes um, like above you, which will clearly make you see that as soon as you would have snapped this tripwire, the beam would have basically swung at you.
See. Mhm. Okay. I would advise Louis, let's not set this trap off. Surely someone, if they are trying to keep people from here, want to be alerted, knowing if someone had triggered security traps.
Yeah, Louis will nod. Um, will step over the rope or the wire, I should say, just to differentiate between the two of them. In the meanwhile, Madeline, would you mind making me a perception alertness check?
Dum dum dum.
Oh, it's nothing too bad. Don't worry. You just need to make the check. Don't fail.
Well, I failed 3 times in a row, so it was actually kind of interesting whether or not I actually have one success. So
Yeah. Um. When you while you are standing there guarding the rope, um, you will hear from behind you scuffling and feet and a very soft, almost like humming, like someone is humming a tune.
hmm does it sound like someone with that is vaguely Gillard formed?
It definitely sounds like it's Gillard formed. You can hear from the humming.
Hmm. All right. She
I mean,
awaits curiously to see you if he is going to do something that he might do, which would be slightly annoying, or if he's just gonna come down here and check.
um, well, it doesn't take you too long before you can see Gillett kind of approaching. Um, he will see the like he has a torch with him as well. Because he'll have to, and he'll see the open trapdoor. Uh, kind of peer um into the distance to see if he can spot you guys. Um, are you actively gonna hide from him?
Well, currently Madeline is in shadow form.
I know, but that could still be spotted,
Yeah,
although pretty difficult. But
she is gonna, for the moment, she is gonna hide. Do you want to roll for it?
just make me a roll. I will roll his Don't even. I should have made stats for Gillett. I was like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna roll anything for him. Stupid me. Oh wow.
Would it be a lower difficulty for me since
Yes.
I'm in?
Well, I actually gave him like div 9, but he still has 2 successes. But you
I have
have as well.
successes, so
Yeah, yeah. So he is kind of peering into the distance. His gaze lingers on you for a moment, but then it kind of moves on. And he is then gonna like lower his torch into the trap, just to see if anyone is down there. But yeah, like there's the wooden plank that Memnon grabbed, so he's not too surprised to not find anyone there. And he is actually, there's this smile on his face as he's like, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am knocking on the door. Up goes the rabbit. Up, up, up. Hurry up and try and grab it. And then he's just gonna, pass the beam or pass over the plank as well, which will mean that Gillis will have to make a dex athletics check. It would be hilarious if he actually drops in. No, he's bossing it. Wow. So yeah, he's like almost dancing across the plank. Kind of like this goofy smile on his face as he keeps repeating a verse. Um, and as he comes to the hop, hop, hop the second time, hurry up to try and grab it. His hand kind of reaches out to the rope.
oh, before that, as he's just gotten over and begins to approach the rope, Madeline is going to speak to him. Um, like her voice will just ring out and just say, "Ah, Gilad, did believe you were preparing food, were you not?"
Yes, yes, yes. There's stew in the kitchen.
So,
I was just wondering, curious to see.
well, it is quite all right. You can return. Unless you were coming down here to do something specifically.
No, mistress, good mistress. No, no. Get it's good.
Tell me.
You can roll peony on that if you want to, though. Like,
Well, yeah, okay, but Madeline is gonna do a thing. Wow. Okay.
okay.
Madeline just
Gonna do the thing. I don't know what you're doing, but
that's perception empathy. She just says.
okay. No.
But she doesn't see anything. I'm rolling like crap today. Well, anyways,
Yeah.
um, Madeline will just, well, she will be there in some sense, and she will just engulf the area around the rope, so it's not visible, and she will just say,
Actually, let me see. That's Tenebrous form. I don't think Gilad has seen Tenebrous form. Actually, look it up. No. He's not seen anyone in Tenebrous form before. So when you're actually starting to envelop the rope, it's Tenebrous avatar, right?
yes.
See
He
if
needs
there's
to
any
roll courage.
courage. Okay. I'll roll Gillet's courage.
If he runs away and falls into the hole, I'm gonna laugh so much.
He makes it. He makes it. So Gillet sees the rope disappear, and like in the light of his torch, he could probably see like the shadows that are that is Madeline, and he's just gonna, even though he makes his courage roll, he's just gonna kind of fall on the floor, the torch beside him, and just uh gonna stay there. Like, I'm sorry, Mistress. Gillet just wanted to help. Gillet is good. He's worried for the master.
And how were you going to help?
I Gillet does not know.
What happens if I pull this rope?
Gillet does not know. Well, again. I should have rolled it twice, but I'll just give it. Whoa, Jesus! Gillet is a good liar.
Yeah.
Fucking hell! This guy.
Yeah, that's a clever ploy he's got running there. One, two, three, four,
Nice.
5.
Oh, he knows what's gonna happen when he pulls the cord.
Actually, it's 6 because Madeline actually has a specialty in the secondary. But let me just. It is quite, and truth be told, this voice sounds off, weird, distorted somehow.
Mm.
But she would just say, you know that it is very, very rude to lie to someone who you are in service to, yes?
Gillett starts crying actually on the floor, kind of weeping. You're not quite sure though if he's faking it with his weird mannerisms and behavior. You're not quite sure if it's like actual lying or crying, or whether it's just him faking it. It sounds kind of like he would be faking it, but then again, this is Gillett, and then he sounds like he's always faking it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tentacles begin to slither out from this form. And yeah, they're going to creep up on him. One of them is going to grab him.
What specifically are you gonna grab?
Well, to begin with, it's just going to just spread out, like along the walls, just around him. It's not going to grab at him right away, but she's going to ask again, and she'll just, stop your groveling worm.
Gillett, as soon as the tentacle touches and grabs him, he will scream very, very loudly. Woo! Like that. Terrible noise. Like
Does Memnon hear that all the way?
Memnon can hear that as well. Yes, that kind of echoes throughout the tunnel. So that's the annoying bit with these tunnels, is that it carries sound usually pretty well.
Yeah. Let's see. And does Memnon recognize? Like, he can definitely tell it's not Madeline, but does he recognize that it's Gilead?
I think with Gilad and you knowing it's Gilad, yes, yes.
Well, okay. What would Louis do? Memnon feels confident that.
Sorry, one moment. I need to open the door. Husband's standing in front of it. I don't know why he does that. I'll be right back.
Finally, that little worm.
I'm back. Yeah, sorry about that. Louis is like, he definitely jumps. He's never heard, like, he's seen Gillett maybe 5 seconds, so he's not used to his quirky mannerisms. So yeah, he just jumps and like kind of swings the torch around, almost as if to try and use it as a weapon. like waving it at something that he cannot see. He's like, "What in God's name is that?"
Sounds like Gilead. Perhaps he burnt himself on his own torch, or fell. Who knows?
That's that Gilead, that person. Is he all right in the head, or have evil spirits gotten to him?
I was the latter.
Sorry, what did Memnon say? You broke up a little for me.
He said, he came with the house. Like, he stopped and tried to think how to put it, but yeah, like, kind of came with the house.
It was more or less the other way around, like the house came with Gilead, but hey, fair enough. Not gonna do the whole like subterfuge B&E bullshit. It's like it's none of Louis' concern really. He just like when he hears that at least Memnon is familiar with this sound, he will he'll lower his voice torch to like not attack level, um and is gonna nod slowly. Right. Do you still wish to continue?
We should. It is becoming increasingly mysterious as to where this tunnel leads, why it was even built. I want to know why. Surely there must be another point of entry, or from our perspective, an exit. I would hate to see someone break in to our abode through this tunnel.
So we'll nod. You can clearly see him being like, "I hope the money is worth it," but but yeah, he will continue down. Just going back to Madeline for a moment there because they were busy with something. Yeah, you have Gillett, who is shaking rather violently, like he's obviously terrified. You have him in your tentacles, basically. What do you want to do?
She's going to lift him up and hold him over the hole, and she's going to ask him to, first of all, she's going to say, "Stop crying and tell me what happens when one pulls that rope."
The rope. Hurry up, try and grab it. Try and grab the rope. It's a bell.
A bell to warn the one you work for, I suppose.
Please don't hurt Gillett. Please don't hurt Gillett. Gillett is good. Gillett is good for the master.
Well, but what master exactly is that, I wonder?
Master's good. Master's kind.
She is going to very carefully lower him into the hole.
How far do you want to lower him?
So, like, she's gonna do so that he doesn't get like hurt. So he just gets like on the side, so he doesn't hit any of the stakes. So he's just down there.
Okay, so you basically just want to trap him there.
Yeah, just put him down there until now, and she's gonna close the blinds and get back to him at some point.
Yeah, that is fine. You can definitely do that.
Well, and as before she closes it, she will just say, "Well, Gilad, we will talk later, I'm sure, but I cannot have you putting anyone I know in danger. But we will talk later. And she closes the trapdoor.
All right. From inside, like you can hear a soft sobbing and like crying and whimpering of Gillet's. But that's about it. Like there's not a whole lot he can
Yeah,
do.
it will like it will grow hairs on his back for this. From this, this is good. It builds character.
Yeah.
And definitely what
Toughen
Madeline.
him up.
Yeah, surprised how much you would think that is the case, but yeah, she will begin to glide towards the others.
Yeah. Okay. And then we will head back to the others who have continued. I mean, Madeline is in her tenebrous form, so she doesn't need to be warned about like the wooden beam because
Well, he did shout it to her, but
yeah.
yeah, she's not gonna trigger the rope. But yeah, she is gonna keep her distance at this time because she knows that
Mm-hmm.
there's a mortal around. So yeah.
Yep. Okay. Um. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Both Louis and um Memnon can make another perception alertness check.
Shit.
Mm, okay. Uh. Yeah. This one was a bit harder to find. Um. So. Yeah, Memnon, you will see it, but you will only see it after Louis took a step, and although it's barely visible, you can see that Louis is taking a step and that he's like uh sinking like just like a centimeter down, like
Mhm.
this part of the floor that he's on
Mhm.
is just lowering a little bit under his weight,
Like it's starting to give way.
like he's standing on a pressure plate.
Oh, jeez. Memnon is going to try to grab him and pull him down to the floor with himself. I guess almost like a tackle in a sense, like not trying to hurt him, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he set something off. Then yeah,
Yeah.
duck.
Okay, roll me Dex Athletics. You want to put both of you down. Diff 8. No, well, wait. Make it sorry, not diff 8, but diff 6, but you will need 2 successes. Hey, if I've made it diff 8, it would have been a botch. So
Yeah.
be happy it's just a fail. So what you do is you pull him down, um, and it you go down as well. But as you try to pull him down, him not really knowing what's going on, it's just kind of um, you don't put enough force behind it, and he's not like really sure why you fell down. So he's just kind of you know checking to see if maybe you have actually set up like something. Um, as he was looking at the little holes that he could see in the ground in the walls, and these holes are going to release darts. I'm gonna roll. Yeah. So lucky. Actually, because of the movement that you made, you did make him move away enough so that only one of the darts kind of hits him in the shoulder. But he can't soak lethal because he's immortal. So yeah, there's like a dart sticking in his shoulder, and he will definitely go down at that point as well.
Dear. Okay. So trap's already been set. He goes down.
Hmm.
I can see this dart in his arm, right?
Yep. And he did like uh did a scream when he got hit, like more surprised. Wow.
Okay. Um, I know I don't have medicine. Will my survival at least allow me to do some like quick triage, at least to pull it out and maybe just bandage it real quick, or because I know I'm not going to know whatever the hell was in these darts if there was anything in these darts.
Mm, I mean, if you want to see if there's something in the darts, you can pick up one that's just fallen on the ground.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Okay, and then you can roll me your perception survival. No, you can see there's something sticky on like the tip of this dart,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have a clue what it is. Like maybe it's too dark, or maybe you've never seen something being used in this way,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't recognize it.
Hmm. Oh dear. Then yeah, I guess I'm gonna go over to Louis and ask him how he feels and just see if I can pull this thing out for him.
Okay. I'll actually roll his. I'll have to see how he's feeling. Oh, he's not doing too bad right now. Um, Louis will kind of hold the shoulder that has the dart in it. Um, and he'll describe to you a feeling of numbness in his shoulder, not actual pain,
Mm-hmm.
which seems to like a hot numbness, and it seems to be slowly like spreading.
Mm-hmm.
You roll his uh, with survival for him because he's doing it from what he feels. Mm. Wow. So he will actually sniff like the shoulder from which the dart is kind of sticking,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll tell you that it smells like there's some sort of a poison at work with the description that he gave you, the numbness in his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Like he will name a herb, but like the ST here doesn't know enough about medieval herbs in that particular area that I could actually give you one.
Understandable, but random random toxin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Shit. Let's see. So Memnon will it feels bad here. Um, he'll say to Louis, "You aren't well enough to continue on. Wait here. But if you wish to go further, I'll carry you."
Would I still get paid if I stay here?
You've come this far. You'll get paid something. Sorry, that was such a gonna say.
Something.
Sorry.
Louis will nod and will add like, what I think this is not lethal in this doses. It's just to immobilize someone.
I'll carry the torch from here.
Yeah, he'll nod and he'll hand you the torch.
And, he'll help Louis up. And I guess is this tunnel wide enough for them to walk side by side?
Oh yeah, yeah, it is.
All right then. Yeah, Memnon will at least keep Louis like he'll go up under Louis' shoulder just to at least I don't know if he needs it.
At this point, he actually does not yet. Like he only took one lethal from this, and I mean,
Okay.
the poison is not yet spreading that far. I will occasionally make rolls to see if he can go on. But yeah, the two of you can definitely walk on side by side.
Okay. Gotta be a little bit more careful here. So, I guess I'll just scan the area for any more traps, if there's any more pressure plates.
Mhm. Um. Yeah, you can roll me another perception alertness there.
I keep at the site.
Oh, Louis doesn't see shit. You do, however. You see three more.
Okay. Memnon will point them out for Louis and kind of guide him, you know, along whatever safe edge or route that they can, or if they have to like hop over it.
Mhm. Yeah, these ones aren't as big as the trapdoor. Like that was literally a door, and this is just yeah, a pressure plate. You mostly recognize it actually not by the pressure plates, but by like the little holes that you can see in the wall through which the darts would appear. Um, but yeah, you can avoid it. I will have Louis make a Dex Athletics though. First of all, he didn't spot it, and second of all, but he's good. I swear, this Louis man come up with the lousiest name for a goal ever, and he's acing it. Fucking hell. Um, yeah. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Um. Okay. Then deeper in, we will continue. hmm At this point, after again a long time of walking, you kind of have the feeling that you've been walking for like. Does either of you have that merit where you can sense time passing?
No.
No. Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Well, you have the feeling that you've been walking for quite some time. Through this like old sewer tunnel that's clearly like the way you look at it, the way you see it, it's like it's no longer being used. Like there are no side tunnels that come out of it anymore. Seems to be going deeper than the tunnels that's I don't know. I know at least Madeline has been in the sewers. This one seems to be older and running like almost below it. Um, and it just keeps going and going and going and going, like for a very long time, with nothing happening except that one rope that is still kind of, you know, um, going down this way, then down this hallway, or tunnel, I should say. It's definitely not a hallway. It doesn't have the size of it. Until the color of the bricks starts to change, like from the dark sewer bricks that there are, starts to become more like a sandstony, like almost yellowish kind of feel to it. A
Hmm.
little like the outside wall is as well, like the wall around the city, like that kind
Hmm.
of like sandstone.
Hmm.
And yeah, when the tunnel starts to change into this, you can roll me another perception alertness.
Okay, let's see.
Da, 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 da. Okay. So what you see is as the color of the stone starts to change, you can see some bricks that are kind of like sticking out of the wall that seem to be loose.
Hmm. Hmm. They're jutting out of the wall that's along the tunnel, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. Um, I roll my wits survival again to see what kind of trap this might be.
Yes.
Okay. The diff was 6-3. If
Mhm.
later, yeah.
Yeah. What you see is actually that if you were to pull one of these bricks out of the wall, it would set up a cascade of like bricks collapsing onto each other, which would, in the end, release the ceiling on top of you, or
And I'm
actually
sorry. No,
kind
go
of
ahead.
behind you.
Oh, I see. Okay. So Memnon can get a sense of like how far this trap is rigged, like the area of effect of it.
Yeah, if you would inspect like the ceiling behind you, you would see that like roughly, um, like I don't know your American system, but like 2 meters of the ceiling would just collapse.
Mm-hmm. That's roughly 6 feet, I think.
I
No, no,
guess
no, no, no.
I don't know,
More
man.
like 5 feet. Between 4 and 5 feet. Okay. All right. Because yeah, Memnon's trying to discern: is this trap to kill someone or to lock someone out in an emergency? So, I mean, that's all he's wondering.
Well, I mean, this trap is definitely like it's like the ceiling that would collapse would be behind, uh like from the way you're going, like behind you,
Hmm.
not in front of you or on top of you. Now on top of you would be very weird because why would you set off a trap that way? So it kind of seems like it's meant to be used in case of, yeah, someone following you,
Right.
making sure that they can't continue on.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. Um, yeah, Memnon will point that out for Louis too. Like he'll just be like, look at this. Here's this brick. Seems that might set off the ceiling. Thinking it might be more for someone trying to flee. That it's trap necessarily for someone to accidentally set off.
Mm, yeah, Louis will look and will nod. Um, it seems to be a little less active as than before. Oof, a lot less active actually.
Okay.
Mm, actually, Madeline, you're still like you're not too far away from them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just checking. Like, I was wondering if you would have heard everything or not, or mean, most traps don't are not being triggered by because you're in Tenebrous form, but still.
Hmm.
Okay. Um. Yeah. You want to continue on?
Yeah, just to see where this tunnel ends.
Okay. Um. Then yeah, you continue on and can make me one last final perception alertness. I set up a lot of traps in this place. I
Does my alertness come to my
Oh wait, yeah, yes. Oh good. Okay, yes.
yeah, my cute sense?
Yeah. So what's happening is you are almost setting your foot down on like a I want to use the word bear trap, but it's not like the modern day bear trap, of course, but I believe that they did have like equivalent things there where, it's like a bear trap. Just keep it
Yeah,
at that.
yeah. Okay.
So you're just in time to like, put place your foot somewhere else that does not trigger that bear trap. Louis is actually pointing out one that is a little further down the hallway, and together you will spot like four of these traps like set up in the tunnel.
Jesus.
Hmm.
Wow, you trying to just kill us, Saskia?
Dude, you haven't even been hurt. Stop whining.
Just saying. Damn.
Or maybe it is. Maybe it's a Malkavian with OCD. It's just like traps. I need traps, and it's just can't stop.
Yeah,
The
maybe
trap
this
for the
guy is a
trap for the
little
trap.
paranoid. Who knows? So yeah, I mean, you can easily avoid these once you know where to look. Um, and I actually like when you pass the last of these bear traps, you will actually see the first fork you've ever seen in this tunnel.
Fork. Okay. So is it just going two different ways or more?
Yes,
Just two.
she's going two different ways, left and right.
At this point, Memnon would like consider like waiting for Madeline. Well, I don't think Memnon knows that he's waiting for Madeline, but he would like probably think, well, "Damn, I should go back and get her because at this point, like, we should decide together which way to go."
Okay. Louis starts staggering.
Okay. He'll set him down and just inspect him. I mean, Memnon is no doctor. We'll just ask him, "What's wrong? What do you feel?"
I'm cold, Sarge. Sorry. I'm very sorry. That was uncalled for.
Nah, he just seems to you know um yeah, he will explain that he kind of feels like the numbness is starting to spread out. He has difficulty standing.
Can you breathe? Well,
He will nod slowly.
wait here. I'm gonna go retrieve some help. Um, yeah. So Memnon will just double back a ways for
It
Madeline.
won't take long before there's some, like, you can clearly tell that something's off, and you will just hear Madeline's distorted voice. It sounds, again, it sounds weird, raw. Ah, I was keeping my distance. Our guest should not be overly concerned with what he sees. Nor should he.
I think he would fall to his knees and rip out his eyes if he saw how beautiful you were. But alas, our companion here has taken ill. He was some type of dart carrying perhaps poison. He is limp. He cannot feel his limbs.
Hmm. So this was perhaps also meant for mortals.
What
As
is it?
much
He's
as
in the bathroom.
I'm
What?
sorry, repeat that?
perhaps these traps were just as much meant for mortals as they were for our kind.
Perhaps.
Regardless, do you wish me to change back?
I think you're good as you are. There's a fork ahead of us, leading in two different directions. I would want to confer with you, decide which way we should go.
The right one.
Very well. Although our friend might be a little bit of a liability. Should we dispatch of him, or should I?
No. If he lives, if he can accompany us, he will be stronger for it. Perhaps an asset in the future. If he does not, well, then he's failed. Perhaps
Bring
if
him
we
with
could.
us.
Or we should bring him with us if possible.
I have no problem carrying him. It's not that difficult. Very well. I'll go back and take point and the right tunnel.
Thank you.
So Memnon will just actually, if Madeline hasn't come across them, he'll just point out that there are bear traps ahead. Though I know that's not a problem for her now, though she should still know. And yeah, he'll avoid those traps. Go get Louis, carry him, and take the right tunnel.
Okay, you take the right tunnel. Right. Where did right go? Okay. Make me again a perception alertness check. And right, you're carrying Louis at this moment, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, what you notice, actually is if Madeline's there, she can roll as well at this point. Like I'm gonna not like
Yeah,
Louis is
yeah.
barely conscious anymore, so you can just walk next to him without like it being a problem. But the two of you,
okay.
wow, you see things.
Shit.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna give you like a small thing, just saying that this rope is actually leading into the right tunnel. The rope that Madeline now knows is attached to a bell.
And as they're going, as she gets closer, and you can see that this man is obviously bordering on consciousness, she's going to just say, "Our friend Gilad was. I think he was about to pull his rope at the other end, way at the other end. I do believe it leads to a bell that would alarm, well, I think someone who tried to attack us.
Remind me to skin him alive when we return.
I think he is. He will not get up. I put him in the bottom of the pit, but nothing forceful. But he should be learned obedience."
I did imply that his skin would regrow, but yes.
Well, if he survives the blood loss associated with it, he might grow more of a spine.
We should do something about that too. But Business at hand.
Quite so.
And it doesn't take you guys long before you reach the end of this tunnel, which is a door, which, yeah, you will see the bell, like a rather big one. Not just your average doorbell, but not a church bell either. It's not that size, but it's pretty big. Um, you can see it like next to the door.
Okay, what kind of door is it? Is it a wooden door
Wooden,
made out of
yeah,
stone? Okay, wooden.
wooden, yeah.
And is there a lock on this door?
Yes.
There's a lock. Shit, I don't have Legitimane. Is there a way I could safely disable the bell, at least?
I mean, you can just snap the rope.
And it wouldn't set it off?
Like, if you would pull the rope, the bell would still swinging back and forth. If you just snap the rope, then it won't be able to ring anymore. That was all that rope did. It was going to ring the bell.
Okay, I'll snap it then. I'll do that.
Okay. Like, I take it you have like a knife or a dagger with you?
Yeah, I brought my broadsword.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh wow, with your broadsword you're gonna snap. Okay, yes, sure. Yeah. That's like using a sledgehammer to get a nail in your wall, but hey, sure.
I did not come to fuck around, Bastia.
I can tell. Okay, you're like swing clunk. But the rope is snapped and the bell it swings a little because of the rope just springing loose from it, but it's not ringing as much as that it's actually ringing.
Okay.
So yeah, there's this wooden door, and there's the two of you.
Do we just break the door down?
What if he's on the other side? I need to alert him. Lose the element of surprise.
I suppose so.
What you can see though, because I'll give you in, like, first of all, this key hole or the lock, like, yeah, it's pretty, like, you need a big key for this. But also there's like a pretty big gap underneath the door, and like in between the door and the floor. I mean, definitely not enough that like you can slide under it, but at least you can't, Memnon.
But I can, and I've been contemplating it. I've just Madeline will just give me a couple of moments. I will just have a short look, and she will begin to very ever so slightly begin to just seep in under the door.
Right. The other side is dark. It's extremely dark. Not a natural dark, just extremely dark. Not that that matters to Madeline, I believe.
Nope.
Good. And what you see on the other side of the door is a looks like another bedroom, actually. There's a small desk, chair, like a wardrobe. Actually, no, it's not a wardrobe. There's just a chest. And there's a bed. Like, not the most luxurious of things, and it definitely looks like it's been put together in a way that you can. It can be packed pretty easily. Well, except for the desk and the chair, but they look very old.
She will just, since there is no one in here.
There's no one in here.
That she can see.
No one
She's
here.
gonna have a look around if there's a key on the other side.
There's like a bolt lock. Is that what you call it? When there's like a beam that you can place against the door.
Yeah.
Although it's not locked.
Okay, but it's just a door beam that's just blocking it.
No. because you can only do that from the inside out.
Yeah, but there's no
So
lock per se, but there's a
yeah,
beam in. Okay.
yeah. I mean, there's still like the lock that you saw on the outside, but
Mm-hmm.
there's no and yeah, that is something that you can't really undo without key or like a larceny score. But it doesn't seem to be such a complicated door.
Hmm. Right.
It actually doesn't seem to be such a heavy door either.
Hmm. Madeline is with her tentacles going to scooch in a bit more. Gonna enter the room proper. And with the tentacles are just gonna lift off the beam and put it down on the floor as quietly as possible.
Like I said, it's already on the floor.
Oh, okay, I
It
missed it.
wasn't locked. Like the beam, like there is a beam there that you can use to like bolt the door with, but it's not there. It's not actually bolted.
Ah, okay. Okay. Um, yeah. Madeline's gonna have a look around. See what, like, is it just, does it look like a place that has been seen use as of late? Or,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. There's like on the desk you can see like a candle, a couple of candles actually that are like half burned. There's some just everyday items. There's like a few copper coins that are on the desk. The bed is not like neat. It's actually more like another haystack that's been that has some blankets on top of it,
Hmm.
but it's not like the blankets are not like nicely arranged. It's just a heap of blankets, like someone stood up and didn't care to really make the bed.
Hmm.
Mm, yeah, there's this like the chest. It's like one of those traveling chests.
Hmm. She's gonna. Is that locked?
Mm, there is a lock, but it is not locked.
Madeline is gonna very, very carefully open that chest to see. I don't know if there's anything interesting inside.
What you see inside, it's like there are several bags that have a very herbal smell to it. There are some like two sets of clothes. There is like a few rings, necklaces, not the female kind. There is a book. Well, I mean, yeah, no, it's a book.
Hmm. Are there any doors or trapdoors or something out of this place?
No,
Hmm. So this is a dead end, essentially.
it's essentially a dead end.
After having just looked around a bit more and just taken it in, Madeline is going to swoop under the door again. And as she gets out, she's just going to roughly just say what she saw, and she's going to say, perhaps we should check out the other end. Perhaps he is there, perhaps he is waiting there inside for us, but I see that as unlikely. We should at least know if the other end is a dead end as well.
It's true. Very well. I take it. I should take the lead.
Yeah, and they will go back to the fork and go down the left corridor.
Yep. Louis is still like half conscious.
Poor guy.
Like that final push, he keeps holding on. Yeah, you go left. When you go left, you can feel the hallway starting to go back up again. Um, it's at a steeper pace than the going down. And finally, the the tunnel seems to be blocked by bushes. Like you are at the exit or entrance.
By bushes, you say.
Yeah, there's bushes covering the entrance, hiding it.
So, does Memnon feel like wind? Does he smell air? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, this is
yeah.
to
You
the
smell
outside.
air. You smell forest. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And
Quite a little setup he has here. Madeline will just still be in the bushes, but just have a look around.
Okay. If the two of you are looking around, looking through the bushes, you will notice that you are at the edge of the forest, and in the distance you can see the shack that you saw before from a different angle this time. It's like you're approaching it from like um the opposite side of which you used last time to approach.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm gonna put out that torch just in case for right now.
Hmm.
Be a dead giveaway if someone saw it, but yeah.
All right.
Hmm?
What you
Perhaps.
can also see, by the way, from the shack, is that there is light coming through the windows, like a soft light.
Well, there was also last time, so.
Hmm. Yeah, but I just want to make sure that yeah.
Well, Sister Madeline, should we dare to venture and see if our quarry is within?
We could. I'm thinking that he perhaps wishes at some point to retire underground, and then we might wait for him. But since he was so quick to assault us the last time, I do not believe he would be inside that house, that ramshackled hut there, but we could take a look, of course.
I was thinking if we needed to, perhaps we can send some of our ghouls during the day this way. After I dismantle all the traps, and they could attack him while he sleeps. This way, since they're already bound to us, well, it would keep the silence of the blood for us. What do you think?
Well, that is true. I think I will at least spend some time down in the before he gets to his safe room to wait for him,
Very true.
just in case.
Hold on one sec, guys. Sorry.
Madeline will just take into consideration that this guy was probably outside somewhere last time, and
Hmm.
she is she's not confident that he's not going to be alerted if they walk out this way.
Fair
So
enough.
Madeline is probably going to wait for him because
Okay.
he is going to be alerted once he comes and he sees the bell or the rope being cut
Hmm.
or the
Hmm.
bell.
Yeah.
He's going to see that.
If you want to, you can make me a wits roll. I can give you some additional info.
Now watch me botch this shit. Oh, that's actually not very high for Madeline. Well,
Eh,
it's not a fail.
it's not a fail. But no, yeah. Your reasoning is not entirely like it sounds, and especially the thing about Bell. Yeah, he will probably notice. Mm, plus, you have Gillard locked up in one of the traps.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. My bad. So what did I miss?
Um, not much. I
Well,
made yeah. No, Pete, you do your thing.
yeah. Madeline has just recent that he knows the land around this place better than they do, and he's probably like chances are he's probably going to notice them before they notice him. And the problem, there's another thing, like he is going to notice when he comes back that the rope leading to the bell has been cut.
True. Very true.
If he comes back, of course. If he comes back. That's the question. But Madeline is going to suggest that they set up some sort of ambush for him.
Works for me.
Can Memnon roll a wits roll as well?
Yes, he can. I was about to suggest it.
What do you want me to roll?
Wits.
You can just roll pure wits.
Okay.
Okay. Memnon, what's the biggest difference between your approach now and your approach last time?
Towards what?
Well, you see the shack. Last time you went towards the shack. What's the difference now and then?
I think I can try and answer that. We're not going to walk into a fuckload of traps.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because he's not expecting anybody to come from this angle.
Yes, and what do you think made him expect you last time, if that were the case?
Okay, true.
Gilead.
And who's not with you right now?
Gilead.
So, since you kind of know that Gilead was going to ring the bell, I think you can make a fair assumption that right now you have a better chance of approaching because Gilead didn't warn him.
Good point. Good point.
Madeline will bow to this neonate's quite good suggestion. And yeah, she will probably she will say do you wish to go first, or should I try to mask our movements, or what?
How would you mask our movements, Madeline?
Make it darker, make it harder for people to see you. But she will point out that the guy he's carrying probably shouldn't be with us if that's the case, because
no fucking doubt.
he's going to suffocate really fast.
Hey, Saskia, how far back are those bear traps?
Like 10 minutes. Just not gonna. I'm gonna measure in time now, not in like meters or feet or whatever. It's like it's a little walk, but.
Is it possible that I could dismantle one and take one?
Sure, if you roll your survival.
Okay.
Dex survival, actually, of course. Don't botch.
Let's say something.
Well, at least it's not a botch.
Oh, Memnon lost a hand temporarily.
Well, that would have been the botch, yes.
Yeah.
The bear trap, you try to dismantle it. Instead, you set it off so it snaps shut, but at least not with any of your limbs in between it.
Okay. So, okay, it's snapped
Luckily,
shut.
there are, yeah, it's snapped shut. Yeah,
Well, can I just take it?
of course you can.
Awesome. I'm going to take that fucking bear trap. Okay. So I come back to Madeline after setting, having before left, set Louis down. I come back. A bear trap. Okay. So let's do this.
All right. Let me just make a final roll for our dear Louis there. See how he's holding up. Oh yeah, he's KO at this point. All right.
Yeah, Madeline is going to probably. Yeah, she's going to suggest that whatever they do, that she can probably just make it harder for him to be spotted, and herself is going to be hard in the darkness to be spotted. But they get in on him, and she's going to say that she is going to, well, as much as possible, incapacitate him, and then it's up to Memnon to just beat the shit out of him.
Okay.
Okay. Memnon, do you actually still have your shadow play on?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, that already lowers your difficulty to be seen.
And they're going to advance upon this little shack.
Yes. Roll me your dex stealth.
Okay. I'm gonna blood buff my dex real quick if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine. Keep track of your blood score, please.
So let me just give you an updated.
You already upped your dex once, and you spent one for your shadow play.
So I'm back to my
So-
starting pool of 7.
Yeah, you're 7.
So, blood pool 7.
I don't know if it lowers my difficulty by 2 to be in shadow form, but if it doesn't, I will have 1 success.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just writing this all out for you.
I say it does. It's dark. It's the forest. There's no natural sources of light other than, the moon and shit. So, yeah. So you have 3 successes, Madeline, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Memnon. So yeah, you start to approach this shack. Once you're out there, like you're basically coming from the back, there is only one door, which is in the front. There's a window that you can peer through, and you can make me a perception alert just to see if you spot some things that are outside.
At 2.
Okay.
6.
There are, as you...
Count my acute sense. I don't know difficulty.
That counts, yes. What you see when you're outside of the shack and you're basically at the back of it, seems to be like some sort of a. It's not necessarily a garden, but it's like a little bit of open ground. And there are two spots where the ground seems to be turned up, like someone has been digging there.
By the garden.
Yeah, it's just ground. There's not actually any flowers or anything planted there, but there's two areas where there's definitely signs of digging. Like there's no holes; it's all been covered up, but you can see that the earth has been turned up. It doesn't seem like very new. Actually, seems rather old.
Mm-hmm.
The newest one seems to be about like a week and a half, perhaps a little longer. The other one seems like, yeah, like you can see, you just basically discern that there are two piles of earth.
Does this look? I'm sorry. Go
Hmm?
on.
No, go on.
Considering, I'll even roll my Canite lore for this. Are these graves?
Um, they are not the size of bodies.
Okay.
You don't need to roll your lore for that. Um, no, they're definitely not the size of bodies.
Hmm. Is the door fixed?
Um,
Since the last time we were here, Madeline threw Gilla through the door.
yes, I remember that. Is the door fixed? The door seems to have a sort of like it's the same door. It seems to have a temp fix, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
like it's patched up.
Mm-hmm.
So, these fresh mounds of
Hmm.
dirt. If Memnon was to kind of just like paw through the earth, like, is it loose or is it packed?
It's pretty loose actually.
I mean, he's not going to try to like dig a whole new fucking hole, but is there at least anything in the surface area?
Mm, no, you'll actually have to dig it up.
Okay, then he'll leave that for later because
Hmm.
it's way too involved.
So, if you're leaving the Earth for what it is at the moment, there is a window that you can look through if you so
Madeline will
wish.
just peek inside.
All right. What you will see inside. The windows are definitely like smirky, like it's not very clear, but you can clearly see this guy kind of walking around. Actually, since this is a shack and the sound isn't too great, you can kind of hear him like also kind of humming, like chanting almost. Um, you also start smelling like faint smells of like burnt herbs and everything.
Madeline is going to whisper, as best she can in her form. What do you want to do this? You want me to go first?
Perhaps you are a little less invulnerable, although I would like to separate him from that fire. That would be your only weakness.
Is there a fire inside, like a stove or something?
I'm
Um,
saying like, candles, like I see candlelight, so.
there's definitely a lot of candlelight. But that is about it.
Ah, okay. Memnon will Memnon will whisper, I have this trap. Let me set it by the door. I can throw a rock through his window and draw him out. You could be waiting for him there. He may not necessarily see you, although I'll try to distract him. This way he doesn't see you pouncing.
Fair enough. Madeline will actually. She will probably slid up on the roof to just ready to just flump down on him
Okay.
if he
So
actually
you're gonna basically hang
just out of sight above.
above the door.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hey. Yeah, Memnon is going to set that. I'm sorry. Does this door swing out or in?
It swings in, I believe, because we threw Gillett through the door, and the
Mm-hmm.
door kind of bounced back. So it goes in.
Okay.
Gilad is the best improvised weapon. He's better than Joanna, which I also used as an improvised weapon.
He'll just go stiff and form up as a sword for you. Club.
Terrible, terrible people.
Okay. Yeah, Memnon is going to quietly as possible try to set the bear trap on the door.
Mm-hmm. Dex survival again to reset it.
Okay.
Because yeah, you made it snap, so now you have to set it up again. Nice. Nice. Okay. Gonna roll this guy's perception alertness. But I will be using a higher diff because he's sort of busy in the middle of something. He does have a large dice pool for that though. Nope. 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 You don't hear the chanting stop or anything. You can kind of hear him scuffle inside. Yeah. He does
Okay.
not seem to have noticed you.
Sweet. Then what Memnon's going to do is he's going to like brace himself up on the side of the door, and he's just going to like use his sword to like bang on it really loud, and then just kind of like wait right there for him to step out. I'm hoping that if there's a space where there's no window, then that's exactly where he's going to do it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, I mean, since the door is kind of opening to the inside, you can basically stand next to the door, and yeah, like there's no window there. It's a shack. Like it has a window. Wow, you know. Okay, so this guy gets interrupted in what he's doing. Oh boy. Okay. The door is still closed. This guy actually doesn't know that you guys are there. So, yeah, the chanting kind of stops, the scuffling stops. And you'll hear his voice kind of calling out, "Who's there?"
To mimic a voice, that would take performance, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Unless you have, like, you could try with expression, manipulate expression. It's going to be more difficult. Like, if you have performance, that would be best.
I don't have either.
I mean, expression is a talent, so you could just roll your manipulation.
Okay, I'll go for that. I'm going to try to.
It's going to be diff 8. Sorry, yes, Madeline.
Manipulation performance?
Yeah.
Charisma or manipulation.
Manipulation performance you could do, but what's your performance thing?
Singing. So this.
Okay, that works. Yes, that works. Sorry, but if it was going to be like the harp, I would have said like, yeah, sorry, but no.
One
Okay, you have
success.
one success.
Yeah, master, master. Something like that.
Oh, I love that. Okay. I will roll this guy's perception alertness. And he kind of does top your successes. Only by one, though. So, it's a bit hesitation. And then he says, "Who is this? What's your name? I'm busy. Cannot be disturbed right now."
Let's see. Fuck it. Amnon will say, "Come on out, or I will kill your servant."
Okay, roll me manipulation, intimidation, please.
Yes.
Success. I don't have any servants, but you can hear him kind of scuffle a little closer to the door.
Amnon will just look up at Madeline.
The shadow will begin to go closer to two of the windows,
Okay.
and it will just kind of bulge up as it's almost looked like a wave starting to form. You could probably tell that something is about to burst in through those windows. Would be your guess.
Roll. No, he doesn't spot that. Yeah. He will again from kind of like you can hear him like standing right next to the door. Can hear him scream or say, "Who is this? State your name. Why are you disturbing my peace?"
"I have your man Gilead. He has told me all about you."
I know no one of that name.
At this point, Madeline is going to force her entire, well, her, through the windows, and it's gonna look fairly strange because it's gonna be the two windows are just gonna be completely full of this black stuff that's just gonna pour in, and it's gonna engulf this guy.
Okay, we're rolling initiative.
Of course, I am last. Yoo-hoo!
Roll D.
Is there a surprise round first?
Wow. Well, he didn't notice you in front of the windows.
It's obvious what I used my surprise round for, but it's just
Yeah. Everybody would first just put their initiatives in the group chat.
11.
I have always had the shittiest initiative.
What was your roll, Bruce? You rolled a 3, I rolled a 5, so your dex and wits are higher, so you go first in initiative. So Memnon 11, Howard 11, and Madeleine is at 7. Okay. Um, yeah, you can make a surprise round.
It's just gonna be her engulfing him.
Okay.
That's because that is what happens. Like as soon as
Does
combat
not
starts. So
require a. It does not require a thing. Okay. No, you can do that. Yep. You got him engulfed, which means that the victim's dice pools are reduced by 5 at this point. Check. Because I take it you have up 10 5.
yes.
Yeah. I mean, you
Else
could
it
have
would
said
be a
6.
little
It would have
weird.
been like.
Oh yeah, I only have up to an average of 3. Okay, I can put that in for you.
I just borrowed my avatar form.
It was a present, I swear. Um. Okay, we start initiative. Memnon, you're at 11.
Okay. So I'm going to. Now you said that he's right at the door, right?
Yeah, yeah. He was like right behind the door.
So I'm. Oof. If I were to try to kick the door open, would that
Mm-hmm.
still cause some damage to him? Like maybe like some bashing? Or could
Mm,
I?
yes, that would give him bashing damage. I will give you that.
Or could I drive my sword through the door? How sturdy is this door?
I mean, the door is not particularly sturdy anymore since you already used a Gilad to damage this door. It's been patched up somewhat. Yes, you could try and stab with your sword through the door. You can definitely do that. It would have some unpleasant side effects, namely that it would cost you your next round to pull it loose from the door, unless you decide not to use your weapon anymore.
Oh, no, screw that. All right.
I mean, it's stuck in the door at that point. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. No. 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 I'll just put all my might into kicking this fucking door down.
okay. That is a plain strength potence roll.
Unless you want to spend blood for potence for automatic successes, and then you have
Oh,
to declare
unless
that.
that, yeah.
But you have to declare it before you roll. So.
Yeah. No. I'll just. I'd rather buff my strength and just roll and just take the chance because then I can have more dice later on.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll do that. So yeah, let me just one blood. Now I'm down to 6. I know. One. Six.
Yeah.
No, actually nothing. Oh.
No, like you kick against the door. The door says punk. You're not necessarily hitting it at a very soft spot, apparently. So unfortunately, Memnon is standing fighting a door. Then it's this guy's turn. Mm, this guy is. What is he gonna do? Um, interesting. Ooh, I need to check that. Okay, I. Mm, Just a quick check which I'm gonna use. Mm, no, that's not gonna work. That is. Um, yes. This guy is going to put 2 blood points in potence and celerity, and then he is going to do a thing. He is going to actually speak to Madeline, which I will say will cost his turn for now. Oh no, 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 no. That actually requires 3 turns. I'm not saying anything. Ignore what I was saying. That's it. That was what I was looking for. He is going to roll manipulation empathy, difficulty 7. Success on the roll now allows the vampire to affect 1 target per success. All potential victims must still be listening to the vampire's voice for 3 turns. Okay, still 3 turns. So he is going to start speaking. And he is, for his first turn, he's just going to talk and say to Madeline, and probably loud enough so that Memnon will also hear this. Look deep within yourself. You will feel the fear crawling up inside of you. You know what is about to come. Your shadows cannot last. And that will be the end of his turn, because you don't have that much time to speak during your turn.
All right. Do you want me to roll 5 times, or like for roll for each tentacle, or do you want me to roll 1 roll?
Just make it 1 roll, like, yeah.
So just okay. They're going to all of the tentacles are just gonna. There's 5 of them. They're gonna bash in the door.
All right.
They're going to smack down the door completely.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. There is no
Um,
more door.
yeah, that's what they're going to do.
Check.
So
And Madeline herself.
she is going to continue having him kept wrapped up in herself, essentially. And
All
yeah,
right.
Memnon's greatest bane, the door, is now gone.
Door.
Check. And then we go to Memnon again. Unless does anyone have celerity actions? I know this guy has, but he will. Can he actually run away from Madeline?
I don't think so.
No. I'm not quite sure. Like, I think it's debatable that he might be able to, like, bust through her since, you're not corporeal.
The problem is he doesn't, like, from where he is, he's not exactly sure where he's going to be running to because he can't really see anything. So sure he can, but
yeah,
where
no,
that
that's fair.
is a good question because yeah.
So yeah, he will just remain where he is, and I will not. I will actually use 3 full turns to set off this effect because yeah, I won't use my celerity action to can count that as a round. So, Memnon, your door is gone. There is tentacles around you. There is a big gulf of Madeline shadow that looks like there's someone standing underneath it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go for a. I'm gonna go for an attack. I will make it. I'll make it a. I'll just go for a general attack. Let's see how it starts off.
Alrighty-o.
Don't overestimate myself.
You want to spend a butt for for potence.
Mm, yeah. No, actually, no, no. I'm gonna play conservative. I don't know how shit's gonna go down right now, right this turn.
Alrighty.
Six melee. Ooh, okay.
Nice. Nice.
So let's see.
So
So
it's
that is 2 successes carry over. So your strength plus 2 from your successes plus 2, I believe, from your broadsword.
yeah, I think so. I think so.
Unless you use it double-handed, then
And
it's plus 3, if I'm correct.
and plus your dice in potence.
And your dice in potence.
Right. So that's I don't know, Saskia. I didn't announce if I was swinging double or single. Which one you want to give me?
You know, just whatever you pick.
Okay, I'll do double-handed.
Okay.
So let's see. That's 5 with strength and potence. 3 for the sword. That's,
And 2 for the successes.
that's 10.
So 10 dice. Wow. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. Let me roll this guy's stamina.
Now he is down 5 dice, isn't he?
He is down 5 dice. Technically, yes. But
But
would
he
that
still
mean...
has armor or clothing or stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a good question if stamina would... I'll just roll his padded clothing. Took one of them. So 4 damage to you, sir. As it is this guy's turn, he will pump his 2 blood points into his stamina.
All right.
And he will continue with his talk. You know it's coming. You know it's hiding from you right now in your shadowy forms, but you cannot flee the fire within. It burns bright, and it will burn you. And that's his round. And then it's Madeline.
Yeah. Ouch. Yeah, the 5 tentacles are gonna bash him.
Wow.
3
Okay.
successes.
Times 5 is 15. Just gonna roll it all in once if they're all gonna do the same anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna bash the fuck out of him, or try to.
It's just so funny when I imagine it. I don't know why.
And if it, in effect, like Madeline is hitting herself in a sense, which
Yeah.
is also fun.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting
Like
yourself.
that's kind of what's going on, which is strange.
So yeah, let's just make it one big roll. What's your tentacles thing right now? Up 10.
Yeah, I think like they roll first to hit and then the damage, right?
Yeah.
So that's 2 plus their strength, which is 5. That's 7 dice for them.
Times 5.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay,
This
a
guy's
lot.
torpid. I'm not even gonna roll against that.
Okay, those,
Okay, no. I'm gonna roll. Like this is bashing that they're doing,
yeah,
right?
but it's
Yeah.
6 times 5. That's 30.
30. Okay.
But it's halved. It's halved. But still.
That's
Well,
15.
15, and he's down what?
He's down to
already down
4.
He's
He
already
took
down
4. So I'm gonna have a quick roll. If he does well, because now I actually with him pumping up his stamina, he has a little bit more to roll. Like a little bit more. Oof. Interesting.
So it's 15 bashing.
So 15 bashing. That is 7 bashing, 7 lethals, 14, 1 ag, plus 4 lethal. This guy is pretty much torpid, yeah. Split.
I don't know what it looks like when. I think that's pretty
What
much it.
Memnon will see is this big, shadowy, blobby mass that he knows to be Madeline with something underneath it. And the tentacles kind of like in unison, um, almost as if there are heads on top of their like on the ends, kind of snap to that direction, um, slowly crawl closer, and then just lash out, almost like an octopus would. And yeah, it does look like she is stabbing herself, and it looks pretty vicious. And you can see blood starting to drip from underneath the shadows, like on the floor. You can see like the dark red blood, kind of like starting to come from underneath the shadow. It's this big octopus like shadowy thing is looking like it's strangling itself.
Yeah, a little bit. Not too long after. The shadow is after the movement stops. It is going to slowly just slip away from him, and he's probably just going to plump to the floor.
Yep.
And Madeline is slowly going to materialize in the room.
And, no, go on.
And she just, as she comes up, she just makes sure that everything is as it should be, or everything is in order, and she just smiles to Memnon. She's very well, very good job. Do you see any wood here we could stick him with, just to make sure?
Memnon's bought that fucking steak that he left him. The return to sender is here.
Then she just smiles.
I mean, technically you did not put it in your list, but I will give you this because it's just epic.
Thank you. No, thank you. I'm sorry.
You should do the honors, of course.
Yeah, Memnon will just like kneel, drive it into his chest, and said, "You forgot that, you bastard."
Fitting.
Yep.
We should probably. We should probably make sure that you awaken so he can tell the whole story. But if you wish to be in charge of that, or at least have a say in that, I think we can come to some sort of arrangement.
I'm sorry, out of character. What is it that Madeline's suggesting?
She's suggesting that they should wake him up at some point when he awakens, and they're probably going to have to interrogate him because they need to know exactly what he's doing and what happened. And then she added that if you want to be a part of this, an arrangement can probably be made for that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Memnon would say, "Oh, I can think, perhaps to secure him, I'll fashion an Iron Maiden just for him."
I'm not familiar what this means, but I'm sure you will be quite enlightening in this field. She looks around. What kind of ritual is going on? Or
I was gonna say, as you look around, this is remember last time you were in the shack and you saw these chalk marks?
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of formed a Triskel? Those chalk marks have been freshened up. On each point where the lines cross, there are candles placed. There are herbs kind of dragged over the chalk marks. You can smell some of the herbs that are being burned in the middle of each point of the Triskel. Like a Triskel has 3 points. Each one has like a heap of herbs burning, and in the middle of this kind of weird ritual circle, there is someone lying, stake in her chest, and symbols written on her face. She looks very pale. She looks a little like she doesn't have a lot of blood left in her system.
Is this a kindred, or?
Well, there's the stake sticking out of her chest. Other than that, she looks pretty dead.
Just because you have a stake in your chest doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Exactly, but how can you tell? Like, does she look like a kindred? Well, there's this girl. She's looking very pale. There's a stake in her chest, and she looks like she's dead.
Do we recognize this girl at all?
Probably not.
Madeline doesn't. And she just looks at it and just say to Memnon, on the off chance that this is not just a dead person made to look like well, one of our kind, I do believe we should take her with us just in case. Ask her what happened. And Madeline is just gonna roll a intelligence occult, which is that one, which is 3 successes, just to see if she recognizes any of this. Like,
Of a ritual?
yeah, like, is this anything that she?
Sorry, what were you gonna say, Bruce?
I just want to say, could I do that too?
Yeah, you can do that too. That's why I wanted to hear what you were gonna say. And how many successes did you get, Bruce?
What's the diff?
It's just standard.
2.
Okay, so the both of you will see there are certain elements that you're like, this might have been part of a ritual, but all in all, it seems to be something made up. Like definitely elements of like traditional rituals that you both heard of. The Triskel, for instance, which stands for like the three in one unison.
Mm-hmm.
The herbs, which have a certain smell to them, like incense, which incense is basically also like a herbal matter that's
Madeline,
being burned. Yeah.
Madeline is beginning to look this place over for valuables or anything, and she is just after a little, she seems to be contemplating this place, and she just looks around, and then she at one point she just turns to Memnon and just says, "An amateur."
Meanwhile, Memnon. I'm sorry. No, go on. Go on.
A blood thief. I do believe this is a one way for him to make it more important than it is, other than his theft of power, theft of blood. A diablerist.
Memnon's listening to you, but as you were talking, Saskia, is there anything in this place that Memnon could use to secure these guys, like binding their hands and feet?
Well, they're staked, so yes, sure enough.
Memnon does not count on that. He does not count
Fair
on that.
enough. Fair enough. Um, I mean, there's their clothing that you can use to like rip straps off and use as binds.
Okay. But yes, as Memnon's listening to you, to what end? I thought they were doing something. What was it that he was saying?
Diablerie is, for many, its own reward. For some, it's very important. I believe this poor fool, as she just pokes him with her foot, maybe he is convinced that he is part of something higher than himself by doing this ritual. I do not see anything that resembles any clan's particular practice or, well, since he wanted you staked, and since you want this one staked, I think it is safe to assume that he wished to consume your soul. And this one. We should not take any chances, but let us be heading back. Would you not say we should?
Yes, I would. I wish we could have someone watch this place unless someone else stumbles upon it. So is there anything like notable here, like pieces of paper with writing on it, books, or any items that could actually be identified as like part of his craft? Because I kind of don't want to leave anything worth.
This place is as empty as you last found it. Save for like the ritual circle and the herbs and everything, the candles.
Okay, you know what? I'll Memnon will just take a pocket full of these herbs. He's gonna want to have someone look at this later. Let's understand there.
Madeline is probably going to spend like 5 minutes to just make sure that the ritual isn't as clear and it's not as drawn up as possible. So it just looks at it. It's been a while.
Gonna wipe the chalk marks.
Yeah, as much as she can. And then she's going to take the woman over her shoulder, essentially, or carry her. Um,
Memnon will take the guy.
back to the hole or the entrance.
Hmm.
Oh, watch out for the bear trap. Just make sure, watch out for the bear trap.
How Madeline lost a foot.
How Madeline lost a foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
um, are you still gonna go to the two the diggings? Bruce?
Yeah. I would like to check that out real quick, if you
Okay.
don't mind.
When you start digging that stuff up, you find some remnants of clothing, and in between the earth, you can find like if you look closely, you can see that there is ash.
Ash.
Madeline stands quite proud, smiles. Two has been claimed by this one. Well, that will be his last. Perhaps you will claim him.
Hmm. Perhaps. Is there anything Memnon could use to kind of bottle this ash? Or just put it in something?
I mean, it's mixed in with like the earth. You could try and gather most of it, like wrap it up in the clothing. You can't probably take all, but yeah.
Right. Just enough. And I'm sorry, this clothing, is it like poor people clothing, noble clothing?
Um, one set of clothing resembles someone of middle class, possibly a merchant, and the other one is it's more gone. You can see that the earth has just started to like eat away on it already. You could probably make out like beggars' outfits.
Okay, so Memnon will cover it back up after he's taken some of the ash, and he's gonna just remark to Madeline. Strange. Did you know of any Canaanites that went missing?
No, but two things. There are some who do not live inside the city, they live in smaller communities, and some who travel from city to city. Secondly, the last quite a few months have been without a prince and quite a bit of turmoil. The plague, all of this. There has been quite a lot of turmoil for a person like this to hide. Normally, I do not believe anyone would be able to hide as long as he has. But then again, he was smart in the sense that he was not capturing these people from the city itself or from the streets.
So
Who
it's
knows who
outskirts.
these? And she just kind of just lifts up the person she's holding. Who knows who this poor wretch is? Perhaps she has just been embraced and fled to whatever city she came from and came this way. Got caught and was about to get diablerized. Who knows?
Ilya did mention some Shamisi that used to be the master of his house. I'm starting to think that Iliad is a honey trap. Sets up other Canaanites, fawning and believing that he is some poor, useless ghoul that is starved.
Yes,
Bring them in.
he is. I have to commend him for his flair for theater.
Oh,
It was
indeed.
quite convincing, I must say.
If it wasn't that he betrayed us, I would think he'd be, well, You'd be worthy of a Lassamber's ghoul. However, this does beg one question, and perhaps it is an opportunity. If this Shinisi was of note, could recovering his killer be a boon to us?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Just
Question.
she just smiles to him and just. We should perhaps question him before that, but.
Of course. And in your wisdom, Sister Madeleine, do you think this is something the prince needs to know of?
We can, both of us can inform her, but as I heard it, we have a brand new sheriff. He is perhaps the person who should be notified.
Prince is taking quite an interest in, well, all sorts of matters. I guess it would be for the best.
Probably. And she looks to the woman on her shoulder. This one. An interesting find.
Perhaps someone's child.
Perhaps. I'm looking forward to asking her. Perhaps not today. Not tonight.
Where should we keep them?
I have a place. She smiles very, very deeply.
Well, then let us take them.
And the two will begin to head backward. Through the thing. And Madeline will just, as they're moving and they are getting close to the, as they're getting to the trap door, Madeline will probably be able to hear something from down there. Something.
Well, I mean, before you even are there, are you gonna do something with Louis, who is still
Poor Louis.
lying
Holy
at the bear
crap.
traps?
Holy
Oh,
crap.
yeah, right. Well,
Oh, God.
he managed to hold out long. Yeah, Madeline will carry him as well. She has Potence 3. She can probably do it without too much of a fuss.
Yeah, sure.
It's just a bit masquerade preaching to see a lovely, fairly fine woman just nonchalantly carrying two people. One of them a man, probably bigger than her.
One with the stake through his chest.
Yeah, one dead person. With like
Luckily, you're in an underground tunnel.
they're underground, so it's fine. Yeah, she's just gonna take Louis and she'll just say, depending on what he was hit with, he should be rewarded, no? Perhaps with more than just coin. He was quite resistant to the poison, whatever it was. If he awakes, of course. And Madeline will just look or see the trapdoor, and she will just say, "Ah, that is where I left Gillard. Perhaps he should have a day down there."
Oh, I think so.
Yes,
I
he
wouldn't
could.
want him. I'm sorry, go on.
You're right. You would not want him walking around and perhaps unstaking his master. That is true, but well, it will probably do him good as well.
How will you transport the bodies back to, well, wherever you're going to take them? You need a wagon and a horse?
I have some.
Do it here.
I can have it arranged.
Very well. Then, yeah, I guess as we get back upstairs, Memnon's just gonna, wait with you until you can get everything packed up.
Yeah, Madeline will. She has, well, depending on how late it is, but she will say probably like we could leave them in the basement until tomorrow night if need be, but she will begin to set certain things in motion and have, especially, both of them transported to a safe location.
All right. Is there anything either of you wants to do?
Um, I will, if Madeline allows it, I will bring the merchant back to my haven and instruct my ghouls to care for him, to just just to monitor his health.
Mm-hmm.
Um, necessary. To call just like a local physician to see if there's anything for him that they could do. But oh yeah. I will definitely instruct my ghouls. Make sure that if he starts mentioning anything about a tunnel or a house, you can hear shit. That he's delirious and doesn't know what he's talking about.
It took me until the end of the scene to find a proper picture for Lewis, but here you have Lewis,
Louis!
hero of the story. um, yeah, no, he will come around eventually, like I said, or like he said actually with his role. The poison was not, it was not to kill someone, it was to paralyze them temporarily. And yeah, like when he comes to, he will definitely mention that he still needs to get his reward, but he is more than grateful that there are people who are looking after him and feeding him, and. So yeah, I guess with that, unless someone wants to do something else, we can end the scene.
Right so.
Okay, thank you, both of you, for playing in this little plot line of mine. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see everyone next time in Edessa, the Dark Crusade. Bye.